like the audio tracking line comes up, and it's not if it's like a slightly thicker line, it's like that's an issue.
Yeah.
That means that one of the microphones is not working.
You can just tell.
Yes.
Alright, you ready to kick this thing off?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of The Binding of Moonpir Boston Rebirth. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always in whose basement is to be determined is Moonpir.
We'll get it out the way. Hello, first and foremost. We'll get it out the way. It's your basement. We knew it was your basement on Thursday, dude, because it was like 4-1 on Thursday.
Oh, was it? Honestly, I've had such a busy week this week due to aforementioned baby issues. My daughter's going through like 3 or 4 phases all at once.
Yep.
So I was usually squeezing in an Isaac run, sending my score off into the ether, and then forgetting about it.
I figured that when I posted mine yesterday, and you were like, "Oh no, I forgot to do it."
Yeah, that was bad.
But yeah, I mean, I've done today's run. It's 6-1. I'll post it after the show for posterity's sakes. But yeah, 6-1. It was a really powerful run today, and I felt really good. And then I made the mistake of picking up soy milk.
Oh no!
In Push's room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, nope, see ya. Pew.
So yeah, I then immediately I got hushed down to like a sliver of health, and he still killed me. So, yay.
There was a run, I think it was Friday or Saturday. The very first item was D100. Did you pick that one up?
No.
Okay. I didn't either, because I looked at it and I was doing my thinking, which I'm usually like running circles in front of an item where I'm like, oh,
I do the exact same thing.
I should pick it up. It's going to be such an interesting run. Oh, but what if it goes wrong? I don't have any items, so it doesn't do anything. No. I didn't, and it turned out to be an okay run either way.
If I'm right, that was actually an Isaac run as well, so I think I actually re-rolled it.
I think I did too, and it turned into something okay?
Yeah, I believe so.
Unicorn horn, maybe?
Who knows? It was something like that.
Yeah.
But this is something I want you to check, because I'm still doing my best to not do the Wikipedia trick.
Sure.
I'm doing my best to not check on that kind of thing. Pull up on your magic roundabout website you have. Pull up Serpent's Kiss for me, and let's get this cleared up right away if I made a horrendous mistake picking up the lasers on what should have been one of the best daily runs ever.
Yeah, so this is really interesting. I feel like this is something new to add to our world-famous flowchart.
Mm-hmm.
So, Moonpir and I played a daily earlier this week. We're one of the first few, if not the first
item. It was the very first item was Serpent's Kiss.
Yeah, and which is, Cliff's Notes for, hey, you're going to win this run if you can last, like, 4 rooms.
Mm-hmm. Which, for those who don't know, I think we might have ended up discussing this on the original show. Serpent's Kiss it does poison damage when it fires a green bullet. It does poison damage if enemies die by that poison. It gives you a really high chance of getting a black heart.
Yeah. Actually, they only have to be poisoned at some point, and then when they die, then they have a chance to drop a black heart.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's even better.
Yes, it's better than I thought it was.
The only wrinkle here is, and this is interesting because I ran into a laser item. It was Tech 1 or Tech 2. I don't remember which one.
I think it was 2, because it was the one where it's not a case of one tier, one laser. It was both eyes became lasers and fired at the same time.
Right. For some reason, it seems like Serpent's Kiss didn't work with that, and I don't. Was it shooting green lasers every once in a while?
I was still poisoning people. Like, I was still getting the poison effect on enemies, but not a single one of them dropped a black heart.
That's weird. Yeah, I didn't pick up the laser item because my knee-jerk was, I don't want to break Serpent's Kiss, so maybe I won't pick it up. I just looked up.
I love lasers.
It was Technology 1. I always get Tech 1 and Tech 2 backwards. Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Yeah, I need to know this though, because it's one of those things where it will help me going forwards. because for some reason I've been getting a lot of serpent's kisses.
The Binding of Isaac wiki. Hold on, I just saw something. Hold on. Interactions. Tech X, Tech 1, and Tech 2. The laser will poison enemies but never generates black hearts.
Oh, great.
Okay. I did not expect that. That almost feels like a bug.
A little bit, yeah.
That's a bummer.
Because that also then explains how I was basically unable to get any of the devil deals, because that wasn't a good red health run. That was a very good black heart run.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take any of the devil deals. I couldn't take any of that kind of stuff. And I was always on a razor's edge with regards to my health.
Right.
So, yeah. That explains how you ended that run with literally a full wall of black hearts and one red one.
Yeah.
And I died on, like, Mom's heart or something.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's good to know moving forward. That's something I need to pay attention to, shall we say.
Update the flowchart.
Mm-hmm. Don't pick up lasers with Serpent's Kiss.
Yeah.
Never pick up soy milk, as I learned today.
Man, I hate soy milk. Soy milk only has, like... There's very, very few synergies with soy milk.
I don't think that... I think the problem is I think I keep picking her up because I keep not knowing if I've got the synergy for it yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up and see if there's a good... Oh, boy. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of them, but... None that are super great. The problem is like, your tier rate goes through the roof, but your damage just bottoms out.
Yeah.
Although,
which was
here's
very disappointing.
A good synergy is soy milk and guppy.
Oh, because the flies.
You're just dumping flies.
Interesting.
It's the only one I can really see being good. That's not even great.
That is something I will definitely have to keep an eye out for then, because I walked into that room and it's the collect-a-thon thing that I have as being a gamer. I walk into one of those rooms and it was the pickaxe, which I didn't want because I had the Satanic Bible.
Yeah.
And it was
also notched axe is garbage.
Yes. And it was the white glass, and I was like, now this is either going to be soy milk or it's going to be spilt milk.
Right.
It's going to be something like that, so it's either going to do me decent or do me real bad. And then I picked up, I was like, oh, I've got rubber cement as well, so we'll see how this goes, kind of thing. No. It went so badly.
It got real wild.
Literally, the worst part of it is because I think I was already at the smallest point you can possibly be in the one makes you smaller way.
Right.
I was already at that point. So, literally, I could not see my bullets. They were so small on the screen.
Especially during the Hush fight, where it's just bullet hell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I almost beat him. I was so close, and then literally it was just random chance hit me, and I was just like, no. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Walking away from that.
I really hate... This was one of those runs that I really hate, where you're having an okay run, and... Like, at 50-50, you go into an item room and you look at the item, and it's like, I can't take that. That's either going to do nothing for me, or it's going to be really bad, and I really, really hate leaving items behind, but I can't pick it up. I can't do it.
That's the biggest thing I've had to train myself out of doing, is not needing to pick something up if it's there.
Yeah.
Which, in its own way...
You get a point penalty for picking up items, for pedestal items in the daily anyway, so it's only like 50 points, I think. It's nothing major, but as our runs continue to get tighter and tighter, that might make the difference on some of these. Yeah,
it probably will, actually. But I know it was okay. So then, in that case, does that mean that the swag bonus is that like your money, bombs, and keys?
Yeah, that's just raw consumables.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know, because I do tend to pick up a lot more consumables than you do.
Yeah, today was a really good run for that, because we got... The very first curse room I went into gave us Contract from Below, so I was getting double keys like crazy, and then Bomb Bag showed up not too far behind that. Yeah,
I think the bomb bag wasn't that. I think that was one of the secret rooms.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, that worked out really, really nicely.
Yeah.
But no, I did enjoy that. But yeah, 6-1. I had a rough week this week, if I'm honest. Like I said, just from the experimentation with the Serpent's Kiss and the lasers, like it was just not great.
Yeah.
But I'll bounce back. I took you last week. You took me this week. Hopefully, I can bounce back and take another week next week. Ha! Yeah. But yeah, so shall we talk more about challenges and how much I hate the XXXXXXXXXL challenge?
It's so long.
Because I died twice again on it this week.
Oh my god. There's 4 hours down the drain. No big deal.
Like 8 in total, if we count like both sets of it. But yeah. So I had enough of that, and I thought, well, let's see what, rather than random on hard, because I've been either doing random and just getting people I'm not comfortable with. I felt like I wanted something I was comfortable with, something I was happy with, something I knew I could play well with. And from our discussions on this show, who is my guy?
Azazel.
Yes. And as it turns out, I hadn't basically done any of hard mode with Azazel.
Oh, wow. Weird.
So I jumped into hard mode with Azazel, and I crushed it. And I mean absolutely smashed every single bit of it. It got to the point where I hadn't done Sheol with Azazel yet. I'd done Isaac, but I hadn't done the Lamb. Isaac and Blue Baby, but I hadn't done the Lamb yet because I was doing the jumping where I went from normal mode down to greed and then just stuck with greed for so long.
Right.
So I thought, well, let's just try out hard mode with Azzy, see how things go. I did boss rush with Azzy and took one half a heart of damage.
Oh, jeez.
In boss rush. I did hush and took 1 heart's worth of damage with Azzy.
You're so good with him.
Like, I sent you a message on Discord saying, remind me to talk about this, because this is what blows my mind. It's like, if I get in a run with Maggie, if I get in a run with Lilith, I'm just like, oh, there's an enemy, I'm just going to go headbutt them and hope that works.
Yeah.
Whereas, for some reason, Azazel and me, we just jam really well together. Like, we got that smooth jazz going on.
Right.
And, I went on that run. I also then went and did enough heart sacrifices to get the key. I then went all the way down to the dark room and beat the Lamb, and then left the Lamb room and went and beat Mega Satan with Azazel.
Jeez. You filled up like a good half of that, more than half of that post-it note.
I did Mom's Heart, Boss Rush, Hush, the Lamb, and Mega Satan all on hard mode in one run.
Jeez. So you...
And I'm not talking like restarting runs either. I'm talking let's just go and see how this one run takes me.
Yeah. All you probably have left is the chest, right? Blue Baby?
Yep. I literally have Blue Baby left with Azzy on hard.
Man.
I don't know what it is about Azzy, but we just, like I said, we click so well.
Yeah.
I guess I just like that goth look that he's got going on with the wings.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, so in the process of doing that, I actually unlocked a bunch of stuff for Azzy, or with Azzy, and guess what it all was?
Babies.
Yes.
Babies.
3 things, all of them babies.
Bummer. I think we've talked about it before, but that's sort of the bummer of Binding of Isaac when you start getting towards the end and like getting into the real hard content. It's like you unlock something new and cool, and it's baby. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I got Wrapped Baby, Demon Baby, and Evil Baby.
Yeah.
That's 3 babies for one amazing hard run.
Yeah.
It was like a kick in the face. It really was.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point now where I'm just debating. I might go back and just do some normal runs with the people who I have done nothing with, like Lilith. I didn't realize today as well, despite the fact of how much I love him in the dailies, I've done nothing with Samson. And I love Samson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm shocked about how, like, when I actually go and look at the post-it notes, it's like, I've barely played with you at all. I should play with you more often because I know I like you just from the dailies.
Yeah.
But then I go back and check and it's like, why haven't I done this sooner?
An empty post-it note.
I could be making so much progress.
Yeah.
But, yeah, well, I will get there. That's probably actually something I might look at doing this week, is going back and actually playing because I did the stupid thing and I'm playing it with the hardest characters first.
Yeah.
Like, all my focus was unlock the Lost.
Right.
Unlock the Lost, and then the first thing I did with the Lost was I beat everything on hard mode with him. It's like, okay, I've done that one next.
No big deal,
like,
I'm pretty good at this.
And then it's like, oh, here's the Keeper, and it's like, I still haven't done even Mom's Heart with Lilith on normal mode.
Yeah.
Here, post-it note is just a greed tick.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's probably a pretty good idea to go back through, and especially with Lily and with, somebody like Lazarus, who's a little bit stranger.
Yes.
Those are good characters to go through and say, all right, I'm gonna try playing on normal. Everything is way more generous here. I'm gonna give this a really good shot and see if I can make things work, and just try and get, like, Lily is so hard to use because you have to aim, like an inch off of where you actually should aim with everyone else. So
that's what keeps
reformatting.
Putting me off with her.
Yeah.
I always do that where I think, oh, I'm standing somewhere perfectly safe, or these bullets will kill them before they get to me. It's like, oh no, I'm not where the bullets are coming from. Right. I'm a little off to the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's mind-blowing to me how much I'm still enjoying this game after probably a good couple of 100 hours put into it already.
Yeah.
I don't understand how I can. I mean, I think we discussed this last week. I judged you and the game probably a little poorly based on how much you loved it.
Right. And
it was very much a case of, well, that's probably a Boston thing.
It can't be that good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or when it comes down, it's the exact same thing I did it with Persona. Like Persona 3 specifically, when you guys were talking about it, and especially you were losing your GD mind over it. And you were just like, oh, Persona 3 is so good. Everybody needs to play this. It was like, I'll try it. It's not going to be that good. And then I agreed completely, and it's the exact same with Isaac.
I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but my wife recently said, oh, how much time do you have in Binding of Isaac? She said, she joked and she said, I bet it's like something like 400 hours. And I said, sweetheart, I have 400 hours on the PC version. Like, that's not the one I play. So
yep.
I'm glad it's not like Destiny, where I can look up exactly how much time I've spent in Destiny.
Oh no, I can though, and I just did.
With Binding of Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Xbox One does have a good. Yeah, I don't know how to do that on PS4, even if that's an option, and I'm gonna stay willfully ignorant on that one.
Oh boy, this is I'm number 1 out of my 5 friends who played this game.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them are community members. The second place has 26 hours.
Okay.
I have 290.
Oof. I don't want to know how many hours I have then.
Mm-hmm. If I have 290, now keep in mind as well, that's me being me and doing my classic thing of, I'll just play it on the hardest difficulty and headbutt my way through it, and like I'll juggernaut it until I get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than being smart and playing the systems kind of thing.
Right. Anything else you did this week?
No, I tried a couple of challenges and failed miserably, but I was just so pleased with the Azzy, and especially now the Serpent's Kiss thing. That was,
yeah, we got that one sorted out at least.
Yeah, I actually made a special note of that on a post-it note downstairs to say, make sure we clarify this, because I'd need to know if it was my fault or the game's fault.
Right. I didn't really play much this week. I was finishing a whole bunch of other games that we'll talk about, that we have talked about on this week's episode of TVGP. But
nice catching the time warp there. I like it.
I got it this time. Wink. But that's our episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Moonpir, for joining me again in my basement.
No. I want to go back to my basement.
It could be your basement next week. We'll trade off. We have joint custody of Isaac.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.